What's up, everybody? This is Jordan Madix with Madix Graphics. I want to talk about the topic of logo service. I've been asked a handful of times, how do we at Madix Graphics handle logo service? If it's we do that for free, if it's something that's tiered on, if they buy so much, whatever, we could throw in that. Pretty much for anything we do, we try to, and you guys could create your own, figure out what it's worth to you. But for us, whatever we touch, we try to be at $1 a minute, no matter what it is. If it's designing a logo, if it's vectorizing a logo to make it clean, we try to, over the course of so much experience, we've tried to dial in how much time that kind of takes us, type of thing. So, if a vectorization or cleaning up a logo takes us about 12 minutes, whatever, 10, 12 minutes, the vector is going to cost $12. If it's a nice logo and it's not absolutely insane, we're around 45 minutes-ish to an hour. So we're 45 minutes for the logo. And then if we have revisions, which we offer 3 attempts to get your logo correct, and if it is not, then that's pretty much where you would start over. So we've had some people that would say they feel bad for charging something that it may ultimately be something that they don't like. Well, yes and no, because to me, I feel like if I have charged $45 for 45 minutes of my time, I am taking my time to try to please somebody, if you will. It's a gamble on both ends. If I spend 45 minutes and I do not get your logo right, and I give you 2 more opportunities for me to create something and I don't get it right, then now I've got 45 times 3. That's 135 minutes worth of time that I have took out of my day, or whoever's designing out of their day, to try to please somebody, if you will. And the bigger problem is a lot of the time the customer does not exactly know what they want. That kind of in and of itself is the bigger problem, because if you have 99% of what you want in your brain and you can convey that to me, most likely I can translate that into getting you something that you would approve of. If you're kind of like relying on me to feed you ideas and things like that, and it becomes one of these things where I can spend 5 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours of my time, and I've got to charge. It's plain and simple. I used to do logos for free, because I was trying to earn business, whatever, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, everything has $1 associated with it. This is business. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to waste my time, type of thing, because we've got all kinds of stuff going on. So that's how we operate. If it's a vehicle illustration, we're taking a picture of your car, of your semi, of your dump loaders, whatever, and we're going to illustrate that out and create a logo for you. That's a lot more time. So we're at, $75 for one car, and it's $150 or $120 if you bundle up 2 cars, type of thing. So it's one of them things where we've had to kind of gauge about how long it takes us to do things and operate on a minimum of $1 a minute, type of thing. I've had people that would, once I tell them $45 for their logo, they're kind of like, well, what if I don't like it? I get it. I understand that. And that is the gamble that you're going to make. And if everybody's businesses are kind of operating the same, it don't matter who you go to, you're kind of gambling. You're paying somebody for their time in hopes that they're going to produce something that you like. So really, that comes down to you picking somebody that's more up your alley, more your style, they're your vibe. And some people, they're very, very, very hard to please. And if that's the case, you're going to just stack minutes on hours, and just give that away for free. You do have to explain to them, that this is the reason why we charge and things like that. It's not like they could pick off of a menu and say, I want the quarter pounder with cheese minus onion, and I'll pay you whatever the cost is for that quarter pounder with cheese minus onion. It's a shot in the dark. You are being asked to provide a service for somebody, so that service has, you have to make money on that service, and that service ultimately could lead to somebody not liking what you give them. If you get done with 3 revisions and they still don't like it, they have the opportunity, let's say you're getting close, they have the opportunity to pay for another session or another 3 rounds. And if they decide that you're not for them, then they're just going to have to find somebody that is more up their alley. If you're designing for wraps, that's a whole nother thing, because that requires measurements, that requires understanding how body panels work and all that stuff that goes into that. So there's more in-depth there type of thing. So if somebody's paying $45 for a logo, and that logo is going to go on t-shirts or a banner, that's just fine. But that logo's, if it's going on the side of a car, that's good too. But when it becomes wrap film and things like that, that's a whole different category that you're going to price that stuff on. But ultimately, it's going to be kind of jotting down. It took me 45 minutes, 45 minutes to do this logo, and over a series of that, you can kind of gauge ballpark average time on what it takes to get a logo done and go from there. $2 a minute type of thing, or $1 a minute, whatever. So that's my take on logos and how we operate. I hope that's helpful to somebody. If you guys have any more topics that you want to talk about, definitely shoot that in the comments, and I'll try to come on and do another video of that stuff. Peace.